Most people who crochet are still making the same scarves and beanies they made 5 years ago, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what if I told you that some of the most stunning pieces in a home right now were made with a crochet hook and a ball of yarn? Not bought, made. I've been going down this rabbit hole for a while now, and the ideas I'm about to show you are things most people in the crochet world aren't even talking about yet. So if you've ever looked at your walls, your shelves, or your living room and thought, I could make something for this, you're in the right place. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to want to pull out your hook tonight. Let's start with something that almost nobody thinks about when they think crochet: the ceiling. Yes, the ceiling. Hanging installations have been having a massive moment in interior design, and crochet is the perfect material for it. Think about a large, circular mandala hanging right above a dining table, or a cluster of small hanging orbs made from stiffened yarn dropping down from the ceiling at different lengths. These aren't complicated to make either. A basic granny square pattern scaled up, stiffened with fabric stiffener or a simple mixture of water and cornstarch, and shaped while wet, gives you something that looks like it came from a boutique store. The texture, the shadows it casts on the wall when light hits it, the way it moves just a little when someone walks by, it changes the whole energy of a room. And the best part? You can match it exactly to your existing colors because you're making it yourself. Now, most people who do wall hangings in crochet go straight to the classic boho piece: neutral yarn, wooden dowel, some fringe at the bottom. And look, those are beautiful, but we can push further than that. One of the most underrated techniques for wall art is using wire as your base instead of fabric or a dowel. When you crochet over wire, you can actually shape and bend your piece into whatever form you want: crescent moon shapes, abstract curves, a branch shape that mimics something botanical. You crochet over the wire and then you bend it into position after. You can add small leaves, little textured baubles, tiny flowers. Hang it on a gallery wall between framed prints and photos, and people won't even immediately register that it's yarn. They'll just think it's beautiful. That's the goal. Let's talk about the floor for a second. Rugs. Crochet rugs made from chunky yarn or even from recycled fabric strips are some of the most satisfying projects you can take on. There's a specific method where you cut old t-shirts or cotton fabric into long strips, roll them into balls, and then crochet them just like yarn. The texture is thick, it's soft underfoot, and it uses up material that would otherwise go in the bin. A simple spiral circle rug in 2 or 3 colors takes a weekend to finish if you're using thick enough material. And a handmade rug in the middle of a living room floor is one of those things that always gets a comment when people walk in. Always. Nobody walks past a chunky, handmade rug without saying something. There's also the conversation around functional decor, which I think is where crochet really starts to shine in the home. Anybody can hang something on a wall, but when something is both beautiful and useful, that's when it becomes special. Crochet plant hangers are maybe the most obvious example of this. They've been popular for a while, and for good reason. But I want to talk about taking them further than the basic hanging planter. What about a whole vertical garden panel? Multiple planters connected to one large panel, hung on a wall like a living piece of art. You can crochet a base structure using a heavier yarn or even rope, then work individual cradles for each pot directly into the structure. It becomes architectural. It fills a blank wall, it holds real plants, and it's one of a kind. Speaking of rope, that's a material worth spending more time on. Cotton rope crocheted into home decor has a completely different feel from yarn. It's stiffer, it holds shape without needing any stiffener, and it photographs incredibly well. Rope baskets are one of the most practical things you can make. A medium-sized basket for throws in the living room, a small one for remotes, a tall one for umbrellas near the front door. But what takes a rope basket from practical to decorative is the finishing. Adding a contrasting yarn detail to the rim, working in a geometric stripe pattern using 2 colors of rope, adding leather handles. These small choices turn something functional into something that looks intentional. Let me bring up something that trips a lot of people up when it comes to crochet home decor, and that's scale. There's this tendency to go small, and small things are lovely, but in a room, small things disappear. If you want your crochet pieces to actually hold their own in a space, you need to think bigger. An oversized, chunky crochet blanket draped over a sofa arm isn't just a blanket, it's a design element. It adds warmth, texture, and dimension to a space in a way that a regular store-bought throw just doesn't. When you're going big, the stitch pattern matters less because the scale does most of the visual work for you. A simple single crochet in a thick yarn becomes something stunning just because of the size and weight of it. One of my favorite ideas, and honestly one of the most unexpected, is crochet lampshades. Not covering an entire lamp, but crocheting a shade that allows light to pass through it in a pattern. When you use an open stitch pattern, like a simple mesh or a shell stitch with large open spaces, and you crochet it around a wire frame, the light shines through the gaps and casts the pattern onto the walls and ceiling around it. It becomes a whole atmosphere. The shadows it creates at night are almost like having a second piece of art in the room that only shows up after dark. Stiffening the yarn before shaping it around the frame helps it hold the structure, and the size of the shade determines these effects. A larger shade casts those shadow patterns across a bigger area of the room.
There's also something to be said for seasonal decor in crochet, and I don't mean just Christmas ornaments, though those are great. I mean thinking about your home in terms of what it looks like through the year, and having crochet pieces that rotate in and out. Summer might mean light cotton wall hangings in bright colors. Autumn might mean a cluster of crocheted leaves in burnt orange and brown scattered across a table display. Winter might mean a simple crocheted wreath on the door, not with fake holly and plastic berries, but with textured yarn flowers and natural elements woven in. These don't take long to make. A small seasonal piece can be a single afternoon project, and having things that change in your home with the season makes the space feel alive in a way that permanent, static decor just doesn't. I also want to talk about something that's been picking up a lot of traction lately, and that's using crochet as a way to upcycle furniture. Not refinishing furniture, not reupholstering it. I mean crocheting directly onto it, wrapping chair legs in yarn, crocheting a cover for an old lamp base, working a crochet seat pad that attaches directly to a plain wooden stool with laces or ties. These are the kinds of projects that take something old or plain and make it personal. It's the difference between a house that looks designed and a home that looks lived in and loved. And the internet has basically no shortage of plain wooden furniture that could use exactly this kind of treatment. Now, here's the thing about all of these ideas. None of them require you to be an expert crocheter. Some of the most impressive looking pieces, the large wall hangings, the baskets, the lampshades, are made with the most basic stitches: chain, single crochet, double crochet. That's it. What makes them look elevated is the material choice, the color palette, the size, and the intentionality of where you put them. Crochet home decor isn't about showing off complicated stitches. It's about understanding that what you make with your hands carries something that nothing from a store can replicate. It has weight to it, presence. People feel that even when they can't explain why. So whether you're starting with a small rope basket for your kitchen counter or going all in on a ceiling installation for your living room, the process is the same. You start with a hook and some material, and you build something that didn't exist before. That's not a small thing.